All right, so tonight's product call, like I said before, it's going to be a little bit shorter. My goal is 30 minutes or less for these product Zooms because I want them to be trainable material. I want them to be an easy playback on recording so that we can have people listen to them. I tend to talk fast, so I'll do my best if you're taking notes. But honestly, this is something I want you to be able to come back to if you have specific questions for, and you can pass on to your new ambassadors. So first off, I want to say welcome to Chelsea. This is your first Zoom. Everybody else is on here. Everybody wave at Chelsea. She's under Stephanie Zima. We're excited to have you here. I know first-time Zooms always feel a little weird, but it's okay. We're just here to talk and share. And so I love it when we have new faces. So thanks for joining us tonight. So for you, just so you know, we mute, everybody basically is on mute. And if you have a question, you can just raise your hand or unmute and just ask. But for this sake, we are doing product specific Zoom on Slim. Many of you are seasoned ambassadors. However, there's a lot of new things and new sources for the Pink Drink and the Slim that are out there. So what my goal is going to be for tonight is to narrow it all down, to show you where to go, to show you what to talk specifically about the product, talk about troubleshooting, and talk about detoxing with Slim specifically, okay? So for some of you, you're going to be like, all right, this is stuff I've already heard before. But to be honest with you, I've been in this business for 3 years. And the Slim has changed it changed in May, so 8 months ago. And I was reading back through and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. There was so much I had forgotten about. Even something as specific that you guys, I know many of you saw it pop up today. Becky had asked me about what the iron is in X Factor and how it comes from the current black, blanking. Something black, something current. You're all muted.
New Zealand black currant.
Thank you, New Zealand black currant. And you're all like, I'm trying to read your lips. And so those are like the little pieces that, that's what we have to put in our memory bank, or at least know the resources and where to go for those little answers. So there's a few of those things here with the Slim. But first and foremost, you guys have gotten these hopefully soon, or you have them ordered and they're on the way. These product cards are fabulous. I love, first of all, that they're on a ring and that the product price sheet is here. You guys, it has, the price is all there. The only other thing is I wish they had was PV, but that's okay. There's another sheet in there that has the PV on it. So obviously the info is right here. Suggested use is just the same that's on the back of the package. The one thing that it does say with the new Slim is pouring into 12 to 20 ounces of water. I don't know how much you guys use. Previous with the original Slim, we were 10 to 12 ounces. So just know that 12 to 20 ounces is average. What I always like to recommend for people, okay, this is my personal opinion on, I want to make note of that, especially since this is being recorded and could possibly share. These are my experiences, my opinions, my information. If you have a question, you want to second guess it, you want to look it up a little bit more, please do so. But what I always tell people on the 12 to 20 ounces is, especially for someone like myself who had IBS when I was starting out, sorry, that I did around 12 to 16 ounces, a half a packet. Y'all, I'm dying, sorry. I don't know what got over me. I do a half a packet of the Slim for a few days and then get into a full packet. That usually, I mean, again, you have to know your customer. This is the number one reason why these products do not stand alone on the shelves in a Walmart or a Target or anywhere. We get to troubleshoot with people. We get to help people get them adjusted. So if you have someone who has a super sensitive stomach or is on a lot of medications or just deals with, maybe they've never supplemented before, their body is going to take some adjustment. So you can do a half a packet. Now, understand that's not necessary for everyone, but that's one recommendation. The other recommendation I particularly know about with working with customers over the last 3 years is those that tend to have acid reflux, heartburn, things with upper GI stuff. I tend to lead them to drink their Slim with 20 ounces of water initially, diluting it more. Because sometimes what happens when people start drinking Slim, we have detox, I'll talk about in a little bit. the detox can cause them to have more heartburn and more reflux. So drinking it with the larger portion of water first and having it diluted, and then once they're like feeling good, say a couple, 3 days, I have them reduce it by 2 ounces every day until they hit that 12-ounce mark. Okay. So again, that's just something I've troubleshot with people that have the heartburn and the upper GI. Okay. So I just wanted to talk about that specifically. And then on the back of this card is my favorite, the talking points. And you guys, this is on every card for every single product. Now, this is marketing material. You read it and you're like, okay, I don't think that's what would come out of my mouth. You know, when you're talking to someone, you might not say, I've been trying to drop these last few pounds and I finally found something that is safe, effective, and clinically demonstrated to help me lose weight. You know, all that's great. And people want to hear clinically demonstrated because they're going to be like, oh, wait, what? However, I think it can come about in a different way. So know that these are guidelines. These aren't things that you have to sit there and memorize, you know, the verbiage that's here. But I think they're great. I think the number one thing on here that it talks about that we need to say correctly is that it was clinically studied. Okay, that's the piece that, you know, sometimes we tend to say trials because it slips out there, but these products, the XOS specifically, this has been a clinical study. Okay. XOS is the prebiotic that was added to the Slim. I'll talk about it in just a minute. But the information that you need to know about the clinical studies, write this down. It's at www. Nope, sorry, not www. My bad. That just rolled off my tongue like normal. https://plexusslim.com. Okay. Everything I'm going to tell you tonight is basically more, it's not the verbiage that's there. It's just kind of my way of how I talk about the Plexus Slim, my things that I've done with, you know, my customers and so forth. But with the Slim, any question you have, it is on there. This is the one thing that has its own website basically with the details because it has a, it was when it was, newly reformulated, they had so many questions and needed to know the answers to obviously many things. So it was created to help answer questions that people would have that went from the original Slim to the new Slim. Okay. So the difference between old Slim and new Slim, if you're going to have questions, because some of you have been around that long and some of you are going to hear, oh, I keep hearing people talk about original Slim and new Slim. The difference is the prebiotic, the XOS, the flavors have changed, and the coloring has changed. The coloring in the original was from beetroot extract. Now in the new, it's from fruit and vegetables. And again, that is a specific question. If you need to know what fruits and vegetables, it is in there. It's like apple concentrate, raspberry concentrate. There's a few in there. So it is one of the frequently asked questions on that website. Another thing, the flavoring is now raspberry, watermelon, and lemon. Okay. One thing that I've had this question a lot, well, what if someone is allergic to those 3 fruits? Okay. The specifics and how you can word it, if you need to like screenshot it or send this link to someone who maybe has an allergy, these are they are extracted from the fruit. But it's the protein that some people are sometimes allergic to from each of those. And it is so minute that those that have had allergies to it before are not having problems. However, the one thing that you noted, I had to note, if someone has an apple allergy, the coloring is from an apple concentrate. So it's the strangest things. These are those little details that we don't know, that's not on the back of the package, that we don't think about. So I always ask, do you have any allergies before I even start talking about which products? Because that's something that we'll go down the road later. And just side note, if you need to know allergies, we're talking shellfish, peanuts, you know, different things that way. There are stuff in our products that we do have to be aware of. So just ask, they're going to know if, oh, I've got if something's pink and they're allergic to raspberries, they probably are going to be, no, or I guess no to ask that, but you never know. So just be aware. Those are some things that I've discovered just since it's been around. I've had those questions asked to me multiple times. So I wanted to make it aware for you guys. So I want to back up real quick. For those of you that are new, and some of you, you probably know most of this stuff already, but I gathered from all of my notes and all the places, which I should say that first, all the places that I go for information is one, plexuspowertools.com. If you don't have the Plexus Power Tools login, let us know. And I should also say it is updated more regularly than what's even on Facebook sometimes, okay? So if you have a specific question, that is really the best place to go. The second place I go is the shareables in the tools section of our back office. It was something that I was going to go through and really like show you guys. But frankly, I thought, you know what? That's a little too much hand-holding. To be honest with you, if you want to explore your products and you want to explore our shareables tab, go log into your back office, go to tools and look at it. You will find what you're looking for. It's very user-friendly. It's classified by products. Some of the stuff on the studies is there as well. But that's where you want to go if you want to look. Now, that's also looking and educating yourself, but in the back office, it's also the best place to share marketing material that links directly back to your website if you share that on Facebook. Okay, so those are my two places I go. Now, I also do a search in Facebook, like in the search bar, I'll do Plexus, pink drink, or Plexus, diabetes and pink drink. Like if there's something specific I'm looking for, that's usually my last resort. Because that's, again, a lot of repeat posting, and the credibility is kind of lost, especially if you don't know who posted it, right? And mostly you can rely on things I post, but I got to be honest, I copy a lot of other jewels and diamonds and things too. So I want you all to just make sure when you're reading something and you're getting ready to post it that you feel that it's accurate information, okay? Okay, so back to the pink drink and the things that are there. First off, I want you to know how it was created, especially since we have Chelsea on here, and I'm sure there'll be some new people that are watching as well. The pink drink was originally created for diabetics. They did a study to determine with the pink drink if it could help lower their numbers and help with their blood sugar levels. In the study, they figured out that they had them sleeping better, they were losing weight, their cholesterol was better, they had healthier lipid levels, they had better blood pressure. Those things were all more in normal range, and they realized that this was a piece that could be marketed to a greater population. Well, of course, over 75% of America was overweight, so they thought, why not market it as a weight loss product? So that's where it came as Slim. That's why our original package has changed a little bit now, but that's why it was, waistline and really focused on weight loss. Some of the information still says weight loss because our product has been studied to help and prove that it can provide weight loss. It promotes weight loss. But it's not a guarantee, and that's the one thing that we want to make sure. There's too many variables, too many people, too much going on in everybody's daily lives. And I always say Plexus Slim is a tool to help make those changes, obviously eating right, exercising, and putting those things together with your Plexus Slim is how you're going to get those results. So that's why it was developed for diabetics, but had greater results. Weight loss was a part of it. And over time, our line of products has developed to be gut health, inflammation, and pain, as well as just focusing on that blood sugar stability. So that was original Plexus Slim. The new Plexus Slim still focuses on all of that, but is now expanded into the human microbiome. And now it's really focusing on that gut and that gut health because of the prebiotic that is in there. So it's just a little bit different. And so I just want to make sure that you guys understand a couple of things with the new Slim. So hold on, I wrote down a lot of stuff over here. It's all on my computer. I thought it'd be easier than trying to read my own notes. And Keely's going to help me out if I mess any of this up because I took some things. And by the way, did you guys see her video today on the new ambassador training? I love how much information she had and provided for all of us. You guys, product education is actually one of those that unless you're green, it's really hard. And I find it like a responsibility to understand it, but it is so not my favorite. So anything I say, like I said, I'm doing my best to share with all of you, but we are going to be utilizing more of our greens and more of our calls moving forward because we have a lot of people who actually love this and can talk about it so well. But truth be told, this kind of snuck up on me and I didn't do good planning. So you get me today instead of one of our green ambassadors. But moving forward, I promise we're going to be bringing you lots of great information on more of the products. But I did make note because I want you to understand how the Slim works, okay? So the Plexus Slim works first by filtering through the liver and breaking down the sugar before it gets to the pancreas. When the pancreas isn't overworked, the body releases the excess fat that it's been holding on to. And because of our modern diet, high processed foods, sugar consumption, because that's a problem, our pancreas does not function well. And when our bodies are out of balance, it leads to a whole slew of illnesses, the domino effect, and different things that, again, just mask one on top of each other. So sometimes I like to talk about the Plexus Slim is helping peel back those layers of things that we're all dealing with, right? So when someone comes to us and I just want to get healthier. I just want to focus on, feeling better, having more energy. Yes, we have a slew of products, but if they're on a budget, I know some people tend to want to just pull back and be like, okay, well, let's just try the probiotic and BioCleanse. It's a little bit more in your budget. Those two products are great, but I promise you, Slim, that's what's going to help pull back those layers of those first couple things. I always feel like if people have a little more energy and they're sleeping better, they feel better, then they can work on the rest of that stuff. That's my personal opinion. That's how I approach things with my customers and my potentials. But having said this, you guys understand that when we get to the root of what Slim can do, which is a variety of things, once that blood sugar stability is a little bit more stable, and they have those a little, I always like to say the non-scale victories, I always try to make sure that they're like reining in on that of feeling better, sleeping better, a little bit more energy. Then I feel that they can go into a little bit more of adding those products that accompany each other that help get the deeper results, the root issues, okay? So that's how it works. That is my little version that I took from Cliff Notes. Keely, do you want to add anything? No, it's good? Okay. Another thing I want to point out, we are not an energy drink. No, we're not. Obviously, how we describe how we get energy from it is when our body works more efficiently, the processes in our systems work better, and we naturally have more energy. The ingredients I want to point out, I'm not going to go through all of them, but the main ingredient is chromium. And that's the one where they really were focusing on originally with the diabetics and going down the path of, okay, people need chromium, helps enhance the insulin function, and obviously helps with hormones. And to correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard this numerous times, Keely, that insulin is directly related to hormones. Yes? Okay, so I always heard that, and as females, we're females on here right now, I know men listen to this, but we know that hormones kind of go all over the place. And I started the Slim, and I remember that was the first thing, I'm not kidding, the first thing that Chris said to me when he noticed that something was different. He's like, you kind of don't seem like you're flying off the handle as much. And I mean, I still yell at my kids, but that's what I noticed too. I was less yelling. I had more of a stable mood. That was the one thing that I could say was different. I thought I was sleeping better. I thought I had more energy, but I was still in that very skeptical phase of like, what's really happening to me? But the one thing I recognized was the hormones. And I'm like, that makes sense. Blood sugar stability really helps regulate those hormones. So when you hear that people are happier, has a lot to do with that. Okay, so that's where the chromium comes in. The niacin, which is a vitamin B3, it aids in the absorption of the chromium, and it helps move glucose from the bloodstream to the cells to be used as energy. That's one of those that sometimes people ask, what is it? It's so weird, ingredients, like some people, there's certain ones that stand out to people, and I'm reading the 4 that I've always been asked about regularly. Obviously, we have a lot of others in there. The Garcinia cambogia, I know years ago it was a product that people would take to just drop weight. And those words scare people sometimes, especially if they don't need to lose weight. But it does increase fat burning cells, but also its purpose is to decrease appetite and improve cholesterol levels. Now, with that, I always tell people, if you have someone who does not need to lose weight, I always say these products work to the benefit of your body. Some people can gain weight that need to gain weight. Some people will lose weight that need to lose weight. It will respond to how your body sees fit. Okay, that's how I always describe it. If at the end, if you guys have anything else you want to add on that like topic, I would love to hear that too. And then the last and the most common is green bean coffee extract. The question we get all the time is, does Plexus Slim have a lot of caffeine? Is that where you get all of your energy? No, we are not. We do not have caffeine. The coffee or the green bean coffee extract is an anti-inflammatory and an antioxidant, which increases the metabolism. It comes, the chlorogenic, that's how I say it, chlorogenic acid extract is what comes from the green bean coffee. And it is less than 2% natural caffeine, which is less than 1 cup of decaf coffee. Okay. So I always say that there's posts out there. You can even make a post about that. That's not like, I mean, we're not claiming anything. If it is, I believe the number's correct. But if it is 2% or more, it has to be listed on the ingredients list. So it's just one of those that like they've done enough tests. I've heard that it shows up sometimes and does not show up other times, but it's just enough that it has to be listed. So a lot of people get nervous about it, you know, if there's caffeine in it, and they try to avoid caffeine. So those are the specific ingredients, the specific like questions that you get about the pink drink and about the Slim that are common. Trust me, there are a lot more that we get. But a couple other things that I just want to talk about is the die-off from Slim and detox. Keely and we orchestrated our post for today that went on the new ambassador page. So if you're not on there, maybe you didn't see it, but detox versus die-off, they're a little bit different. Detoxification is going to happen with Slim in some form. Everybody's going to feel it a little bit different, but again, not everybody's going to notice it right away. For some, the most common one is a headache. And sometimes too, it's so conflicting because people will be trying to cut coffee or cut a Red Bull or cut soda or something at the same time as starting the Plexus Slim. So again, you never know what's going on with them. I always say increase water, of course, that needs to be flushing out. We have to drink water. That's what our body needs when we're taking Plexus Slim. And I don't know if you guys have ever felt it when you're low on your water. You might feel sluggish. It's still working. Like you still need your water, even 2 years in, 3 years in, if you're like me, you still need your water every single day to flush out. Okay. Totally lost. Oh, detox. And so the other thing that you can have with like the common one is headache, but the other thing you can have is die-off from the Slim because of the stevia and lohan. They're plant extracts that actually act as their antifungal properties. So it's there to protect the plant from pathogens. I'm learning all this as I was like investigating some more information. So again, I'm learning, this is good. But it's so crazy because some people might actually get extra skin issues. They might have some itchiness. That's unfortunate, but for those that were commonly having yeast overgrowth, it could be mouth, it could be vaginal, it could be a lot of different areas that they have some itchiness that just happens, and that can be a form of die-off. That's a whole nother story when we get into ProBio 5, but it can happen with just the pink drink, okay? So they're natural antifungals, similarly act like ProBio. They can trigger bloating, gas, headaches, and some of the others similar to die-off. So that's not to scare anyone. That's to just show you that if you have someone that's starting Slim and they're not feeling the best, that's quite common for some people. Make sure they're drinking water. Cut back to the half a packet if you need to. Change the time of day. Sometimes people need to have it later in the day. And speaking of the timing of the day, I'll just go buzz right over to there because that was basically it on the die-off. The timing of the pink drink can vary, okay? If you have a customer who wants to lose weight, it is best 30 minutes before breakfast, start their day off right, getting their metabolism going, and have them on their pink drink. If you just want to have a healthy body, you just want to take advantage of the prebiotics and, you know, working on your microbiome, then you can take it any time of day, okay? I have customers who take it before dinner. So everybody's going to be different. Some people actually do gain so much energy from the pink drink that it's hard for them to take it late in the day. They might not sleep, but I have taken a pink drink at 11 o'clock at night and gone to bed. So everybody's a little bit different on that. I just always tell my customers the number one thing is to drink your pink drink every single day, okay? Work on timing later, but drink your pink drink every day, and then we'll work on the timing with it. Okay. Let's see, there was 2 other things I wanted to add. Oh, timing with medications. The number one thing, and we'll always talk about this, is thyroid medications. We err on the side of caution because we are not doctors. We always say 4 hours apart from supplements and thyroid medication. And that's due to absorption of, they need their medication. They need their medication to be absorbed. And it's also on the flip side, our products are plant-based and are easily diluted. So we want to make sure that our products are being the most effective they can be when they're taken. I always tell people, if you call me or you send me a message and you ask me, what do I tell this person? I always say, have them ask a pharmacist. We are not doctors. And again, this is why that's my disclaimer of, if you need validation and credibility, you go to that website. It's all out there. You look at this product card. This is just me explaining to you how I explain things, and hopefully if I'm saying something wrong, y'all correct me. But I'm wanting you guys to understand that for the sake of any medications and your customers, you just always say, talk to a pharmacist on their timing, okay? Gosh, there was one other thing that I missed. If I think of it, I'll come to it. But we're almost approaching our 30 minutes. So I want to open it up and see if there's any questions on Slim. You know where to go. You know what it is. You know how it works. If you need more details, you're going to go searching for it, right? And you're going to learn more about the ingredients and the products yourself. I know by the end of this year, we are going to be extremely focusing on being a green team. And we're going to understand these products together, and we're going to understand these ingredients, because I don't think I've really looked at much of them in the last 2 years. I mean, my first year I did, but we're going to keep growing and learning together. So I just want to open it up. Anyone have questions, statements, additional information? Ashley?
So you said now that the coloring's not from the beet, what did you say? Okay, so is that still in it though?
I think beetroot is still in it.
Okay, because I was watching earlier Keely's, and she said that the coloring came from the beet, but it doesn't anymore.
Hold on.
Right, Keely? Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, I didn't realize that they had changed the flavoring from more than just a beet. I want to say the beetroot extract's still in it.
It is. You're right.
It's a powerful antioxidant also.
Mm-hmm. She's totally right. And this, I pulled it up just to tell you. It's a fruit and vegetable concentrate that is all mixed together for the coloring. It's the beetroot extract, sweet potato concentrate, radish concentrate, cherry concentrate, and apple concentrate. So that's what makes the color and the flavoring. Not the flavoring, sorry, the color. The flavoring is the raspberry, lemon, and watermelon. So I'm sorry, I correct myself. It's not just from the beetroots. It's in addition to the beetroot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good question.
Thanks.
Anything else? This was an easy one to start with because it's a product that almost everybody does use. But it's also one that I feel that we need to know a lot more about, especially the prebiotic. Oh, that was the other thing I forgot. That's what I was going to say. I'd come back to it. So the prebiotic, I just want you guys to know that the prebiotic in the new Slim, so those of us who were on the original, went to the new, we had a lot more die-off and detox issues than new people starting the products today. Because we had been on Probio 5 for so long and had built up our good bacteria that it gave it something to do. When we started drinking that pink drink with the prebiotic in it, it is food for our probiotics. So it really started working together. And so some of us really struggled with extra detox and some die-off from there. So if you have anyone that has been on a probiotic when they're starting the new pink drink, unless it had an antifungal or enzymes on it or in it, it's probably not going to be as powerful as what Probio 5 was. But I always just tell people to start out slow because of the prebiotic in it. And that's something I just learned by trial and error with customers. So anything else? Okay, thanks for jumping on tonight. And thank you for letting me keep this at 30 minutes. I'm proud of myself. I'm a talker, and we're going to keep this going. Thank you, guys. Have a great night. Bye.